Hey guys, this is Jerry Mateo with Plugin Boutique, and today we're going to be taking a look at WA Productions' The King. This has a really interesting name, but it's a really interesting plugin. It basically combines upwards and downwards compression with a multi-band fashion. Right here are your threshold controls for each band. You have low, low mid, mid, and highs. You have your makeup gain right here, input gain, output gain, mix knob, and you have a magic EQ button, which is basically a parallel blend between the EQ curves. They give you 1, 2, and 3. Each one sounds slightly different, and they're very, very smooth and very mastering style. Built-in limiter, and you have your timing control right here. That's it for the overview. This plugin is super simple, super easy to use. I'm honestly really a big fan of this plugin because I use it a lot for my voiceover chain now. I used this track on a couple of demos before, and what I want to do is I want to show you guys what this can do and how powerful this is. So if we solo up our guitar bus and I bypass it completely, and let me just find a little section. You can hear that low frequency ring in the acoustic guitar and the DI. And that boxiness right there, let's try it here. Right there, you can really hear it. Now, that's not really the problem. The problem is that we have a bass guitar that's also playing, and if we mute the guitars, you can hear how it's very staccato. Doesn't really have a lot of sustain to it, and that's because we're going to be adding and layering a bunch of effects and takes to it. So if we end up having all of this stuff resonating, it's going to actually get in the way. So if I take this out of mute and we play it, versus without it, you're actually missing the note changes that are in there. We're going to just solo up this, and let's set this up to basically be doing nothing. Let's take a listen. Already we can see that we're having a lot of frequencies resonating right here, and especially right here. So these three bands are the problem frequencies. We just want to have a tiny bit of compression going on overall, but we're really trying to tame these low mids and low frequencies. So now that we've done that, let's mess around with the downwards compression. Let's see what it does at a really hardcore setting. You can hear it really clamping down. Bypass. Now that's a little bit too much for me. We're going to bring it down to about half, and then we're going to increase the time so we can have a much smoother transition. And now we can actually bring up the volume of these frequencies. Watch when I bypass it, and then with it on, it's still there, but it's a lot more tamed and a lot more in control. Now, this is an extremely smooth multi-band compressor, but now let's check out the Magic EQ. You can hear it almost shifting the tonal balance a little bit. I like 1. And let's make sure that we're gain matched. We can actually see that we've gained a lot of headroom because of all the compression we're doing. So we're going to back off on the compression. Cool. So now we can actually bring down the lows a little bit. And let's see how that sounds in the mix with the bass. With it bypassed. Now, one thing I really want you to listen to is the bass guitar doesn't seem to get overshadowed by the acoustic anymore. If we solo the acoustic, you hear that resonating frequency? It's still there, but it's a lot more controlled. So if you mute it, right, listen to that change. You can barely hear it with it off, but with it on, it almost sounds like it's being accentuated more. And that's going to be it for today's video. This is Jerry Mateo with Plugin Boutique, and I'll see you guys next time.